This week I am testing the Mazda CX-90. This is a big 7-seater SUV. Let's find out how good it is as a baby drive, and don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on our socials. The boot section of this review is brought to you by Tula. The boot door of the Mazda CX-90 opens and closes with just the touch of a button and a single beep. Now, the boot space is said to be bigger than that of the Mazda CX-9, so let's take a look and see how the Tula prams fit in the boot. When using 2 rows of seats, the boot of the Mazda CX-90 will hold 22 shopping bags. Or the Tula sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat will fit in the boot of the Mazda CX-90 with 13 shopping bags. The Tula sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with 2 sibling seats will fit in the boot with 13 shopping bags. And the Tula sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat and the bassinet will fit in the boot of the CX-90 side by side with 6 shopping bags. Or the Tula Urban Glide 3 Ultimate All-Terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits easily in the boot with 11 shopping bags. Or the Tula Urban Glide 3 Double Ultimate All-Terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits easily in the boot with 9 shopping bags. Or the Tula Spring Lightweight One-Handed Folding stroller fits in the boot of the Mazda CX-90 with 15 shopping bags. Or you can fit 2 90-litre and 2 70-litre Tula Chasm duffel bags in the boot, or a very large dog. When using all 3 rows of seats, the boot of the Mazda CX-90 will hold 7 shopping bags. Or the Tula sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat will fit in the boot of the Mazda CX-90 with 2 shopping bags. The Tula sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with 2 sibling seats will fit in the boot but with no shopping bags. Or the Tula Urban Glide 3 Ultimate All-Terrain stroller with 1 back wheel removed fits in the boot with 1 shopping bag. Or the Tula Spring Lightweight One-Handed Folding stroller fits in the boot of the Mazda CX-90 with 2 shopping bags. Or you can fit 2 70-litre Tula Chasm duffel bags in the boot, or a small dog. The front interior of the CX-90 is really nice and minimal and modern. The seats are nice and leather, and so it's got a really nice interior to spend time in. Now, when it comes to storage in the front, there are 2 cup holders in the central console. They will hold a reusable or a disposable coffee cup. In front of them is a phone charging pad, and there's a 12-volt socket there too. Now, the central console box is shallow, but you've got your USB-C ports in there for charging. There's a glasses case in the ceiling that's lined, and the glove box is a good size in here. That would hold my wallet and iPad with the manual. The door bins are great in the front. They will hold a refillable water bottle, and there's room for an iPad too. The media system in the Mazda CX-90 is nice and easy to use and navigate using the rotary dial down in the central console. You scroll through this list, there is built-in sat-nav, so that's really nice and easy to use. You've also got your settings there, so you can go in and change the sound settings, which is great for families with noise-sensitive children. You can change the safety settings and can go in and change the vehicle settings and things as well. Now, you also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in here, which is fantastic for accessing your phone and apps and things while driving along. Now, when you put it into reverse, the camera images are lovely and clear, and you've got a couple of views that you can see, and you can also turn the parking sensors on and off using a button down by the driver's right knee. There are built-in window blinds in the rear doors of the CX-90, which is fantastic for keeping our little ones in the back shaded from the sun while you're driving along, and it saves you having to purchase ill-fitting aftermarket versions. The rear doors of the CX-90 open really nice and wide, making access in and out for rear passengers really nice and easy. Also gives you a nice big space when you're installing child seats and when you're reaching in to do up your little one's harnesses. When it comes to installing child seats in the back of the CX90, there are Isofix in the two outer second row seats. They are within plastic guides and lovely and easy to connect to. There are tether anchorages on the back of all three second row seats, which is fantastic news. You can fit 3 child seats nice and comfortably across this second row. Now in the third row, there are no Isofix, but there are top tether anchorages on the back of both of those rear seats, which are really nice and easy to access through the boot. Now you can also install 2 child seats back there, which is fantastic news. So for families that need to, you can put 5 child seats in the back of the Mazda CX-90. Legroom in the back of the CX-90 is good. Now with a 186 centimetre driver in the front, you can fit a rear-facing infant capsule in the second row behind them and then a forward-facing child seat in the third row, which is pretty impressive. Or you could put 186 centimetre driver in the front, forward-facing child seat in the second row, and you probably fit a 170 centimetre tall, lanky teenager in the third row too. Accessing the third row in the CX-90 is good. Now the second row seats are split 60-40 and the 40 is on the driver's side. Now if you don't have a child seat installed in this seat, you can press the button down here and it will bring this seat forward. However, with a child seat installed in this seat, using the Isofix rather than the seat belt, you can just bring this seat forward and then rotate the back, and there's a lovely big step through to the third row. It's fantastic. Now if you've got 3 child seats across in the second row, I found that this mechanism wouldn't work. I couldn't get the 2 child seats in the 60 side far enough across for this mechanism to still work. So it does work better if you've got 2 child seats installed in the second row rather than 3. Storage in the back of the CX-90 is very good. There are cup holders on both sides of the third row, 2 on each side. They will hold a reusable or a disposable coffee cup, or a drink bottle fits in them too. There's also USB-C ports back there for charging devices. In the second row, there's a fold down in the central seat back with 2 cup holders. They will hold a reusable or disposable coffee cup, or a kid's drink cup fits in them too. In the back of both of the front seats are mat pockets that will hold and conceal an iPad, and the door bins are a good size in the back here. They will hold a refillable water bottle or 2, and there's a little bit more storage space there as well. There are aircon vents in the back of the central console box, and also in the third row there are vents on either side, which is fantastic news, so you can keep little passengers in the back nice and comfortable while you're driving along. Now there are controls in the back of the central console box, but ultimately the adults in the front can take control from the controls on the dash. There's also USB-C sockets in the back of the central console box, so rear passengers can charge their devices while driving along. Now I am very comfortable in the back here between 2 child seats, which is fantastic news for families that need to carry a passenger in the back with 2 child seats. There is also lights in the ceiling when you get your kids in and out at night, so you can see what you're doing, and there are handles above both the rear doors, so if you've got little rear facing passengers, you can hang a toy up there to keep them occupied while you're driving along. The Mazda CX-90 has not been through ANCAP crash testing, so we don't have a safety rating for it. However, it does have 10 airbags as standard, including side curtain airbags that extend to the third row of seats, and also an airbag that comes down between the front passengers in the event of an accident. The Mazda CX-90 is a nice car to drive. It does have a firm ride, however it handles really well and it corners really well too. Now visibility is good in here. I do think these side mirrors could be a touch bigger. However, even with 5 child seats in the back, I can see a little smidge out of that back window, and I think with only 3 in, you'd be able to see really well. There's also a button down in the central console. You can turn a camera on at low speeds so that you can see while you're parking and manoeuvring. Now also when it comes to parking and manoeuvring, the turning circle is really lovely and tight in here, which is good for a large vehicle. So it does make parking much easier. Now I do find this pretty easy to park. The reversing cameras are pretty good. Now this is the diesel, so it has a 2-ton towing capacity. The petrol has a 2.5-ton towing capacity, so you could tow a little camper with that. So to sum up with the Mazda CX-90, it does make a fantastic family car. You can fit 5 child seats in the back with really good legroom in all 3 rows, which is fantastic news for families that need it. The boot space is very good when you're using 5 seats or all 7. You can still fit the taller Urban Glide single or double pram in the boot. The drive is very nice and the media system and cameras are excellent too.